Hi, Maria. Hello. Melu. Maggie, hi. Oh, well, welcome, Andy. Welcome in here. We're gonna get it started. Alice, the class is safe. Hi, Caitlin. Hello, darling. Ortendo. Thank you for your donation. Ooh, Emma. Hello. Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm so excited you are here. It's Saturday. That means it's my happy time. Ooh, I have something on my screen. Okay, so I'm super happy I'm here. I can see some new faces. So whoever is new, hello and welcome. We're gonna have a lot of good time now. And also somebody's brought their husband, which is welcome, husband. Hopefully you enjoy yourself as well. And we have Magda. Hey, hello, Mariela, our locals, and so many more. Excellent. And some people already started with their donations. So thank you very much. That's my regulars. Now, before we start, I just want to quickly say something for just in case. 3 houses from me is on fire. So I have literally outside loads of fire brigades and there's smoke coming into my living room. I went outside. I asked if I'm going to be okay or do I need to evacuate? They said I'm going to be okay and I need to be inside. So I'm inside and it literally just happening now. Like it's happening now. So if you're going to hear some sirens, you know why. And if you're going to see me, I don't know, running, you also know why. I have my backpack ready with passport, money, and everything else to evacuate just in case. But they did say I'm going to be okay, and they came on time. So hopefully we're good. But the smoke is literally everywhere. So I just wanted to put it out there in case I'm going to look weird and suspicious or a little bit off my balance today is because of that. Okay. Hey. Oh, Mia. Hello. Hopefully, Mia, you enjoyed the class. Okay, guys, so now we're going to get it started. First things first, what we're going to do is a warm-up. We are doing bachata body movement. That means we're going to be moving a lot of the body. Hence, we need to warm up a little bit. So we're going to have one song, gentle warm-up, a little bit of a stretch, and then we're going to actually go through some really cool stuff, I think, that usually we don't go through so often. So hopefully you're going to enjoy yourself. But now, give yourself a little bit of space, and we're going to do a little warm-up. And for those who already started their donations, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, including Maria and Caitlin. Thank you so much. So now, get yourself ready. Let's do a warm-up. All right, also side to side. Side and side. Casi me olvido de su beso. Ay, dame eso, que yo quiero de eso. A veces casi me olvido de su beso. A veces casi me olvido de su beso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Sin realidad, solo quiero olvidarme de ella y sacarla de mi mente para siempre. Y tenerla como a las estrellas, la vida pero presente que se salga. De mi vida quiero que se salga. Y borrarla de mi corazón sin cadena. Báilame de eso, que yo quiero de eso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Báilame de eso, que yo quiero de eso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Side to side. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Deben un trago, dos tragos, tres tragos a la costa. Deben un trago, dos tragos, tres tragos a la costa. Deben un trago, dos tragos, tres tragos a la costa. Deben un trago, dos tragos, tres tragos a la costa. Dame, para ver si supera el proceso. Antes estaba bien, ahora dime quién tiene tu pared, que me dejo olvidar eso. Pasa la botella, que yo vengo a no te leña. Dicen que el alcohol te cubre, pero no te sella. ¿No quieres bachata? Voy a ir. Báilame de eso, que yo quiero de eso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Báilame de eso, que yo quiero de eso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Báilame de eso, que yo quiero de eso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Báilame de eso, que yo quiero de eso. A veces así me olvido de su beso. Shake it out and let's get it started. So, in bachata, we do so many different kinds of body motion and body isolations that today I've decided I'm going to do something that is not necessarily the first thing you're going to learn when you're doing body movement. Now, usually when I do bachata body movement, I usually teach body rolls, reverse body rolls, and body waves. And that is because that's something that people really struggle with a lot of the times. Today, I decided no body rolls. Well, it's going to be maybe a tiny little one there somewhere, but there's no big body rolls, no body waves, and there's no reverse body rolls. And that is because I already have so many times taught it. There's already even in one of the live videos mentioned it, and there's so many other videos. And I can make a special class for that as well. But today we're going to do completely different things. So we're going to touch something to do with the shoulders, control of the upper body instead of the lower body. And then we're going to do some body isolations that are really, really important. And a lot of people get them wrong all the time. And then we're going to go into our hip action and how that controls the body. There's a lot of plans. We'll see how far we can stretch this. Okay, so now, first things first, what we want to understand before we go and do anything is that if I'm moving my body, I have to decide whether I'm moving my upper body, which is until the hip, or the lower body. A lot of the times, people cannot move one body part at a time. So if I would say move your shoulder backwards, a lot of people would do this. What we want is to literally listen to the vocabulary. If it's a shoulder, then it's a shoulder. If it's a shoulder and a chest, then it's a shoulder and a chest. If it's an actual with the shoulder twist to the side, it's a twist to the side. There's so many little details there. So you have to learn how to isolate each part separately. Number two, before we start, is to realize any sort of fluid motion, it comes from an angle. For example, if I'm moving my upper body like this, my shoulder is my angle. It's guiding my body to where I need to go. If I'm going to that direction, the other shoulder is guiding. That doesn't mean that I'm moving my shoulder. That means that it's like locked here. So my shoulder is, when going to the side, is taking the whole body to the side. Whether it's sharp, whether it's fluid, whether it's another direction. If my shoulder is going down, my other shoulder follows with it. If this shoulder is going down, the other shoulder follows it. And those two angles are leading my upper body. The movement, all of the bending situation happens from here, but the direction of the movement happens through these two angles. Okay? It will help you a lot. Now, same set with the hip. If you're going to do any hip action, the movement happens again through this part of your body. But the actual preparation is the angle of the hip. If it's going up, can you see my hip will guide my lower body? If I'm going with the other hip somewhere, it will guide my body. So then if I do my hip and then I do my shoulder, so the combination of things, what I want to do, if I focus on actually moving in angles, that will be really, really nice. Okay? And it'll be easier. You won't need to think that you're trying to do something here. Everything is guided, whether through one shoulder or through another shoulder. And this attachment here or this attachment here is what keeps the body moving. So I think that is really important to understand when it comes to body movement in general. Something to keep in mind when you go to many, many other advanced classes and you might get confused, right? Okay. Jim, thank you for your donation. Merci beaucoup. All right, so now we're going to start with the basic step. It's going to be really easy. We start on the left foot, one basic step. And on 8, we're going to finish in an open position rather than with a tap. Okay, so watch it once. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an open position. Anytime for leaders, if you're leading the follower, and for followers, if you're following, you have to finish in an open position in order to do body movement. If your legs are closed, when you're doing the body movement, you can't actually move comfortably. So you always need an open position, and then whether the knees will be softer, whether you're going to go up or down or something, you need an open position. So guys, when you're leading, your prep is to stop her on 7 so she wouldn't tap on 8. Okay? So here we go, starting with the basic. 5, 6, 7, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes? One more time. 5, 6, 7, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. So now we're going to try and actually teach you to understand how shoulder rotations are different. First, we're going to start with just the shoulder rotation. One shoulder, another. If you notice when I'm doing my shoulder rotation, my body is completely in front of you. And it's just one shoulder, it prepares to go up, and then it rotates down. It prepares to go up, and then it rotates down. We could do simultaneously. Is that the correct word? Simultaneously, when both doing at the same time? But that is not the point. The point is we want one shoulder at a time now to understand the mechanics, okay? So we stop on 8, and we're going to do 4 shoulders. We always start with the shoulder that is the opposite of the leg that you would go. So if you stop on 8, your next step would be on 1 on your left foot. That means you start with your right shoulder, never with the same shoulder as the leg would be. I hope you understand. So here we go, stepping to the side. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, open. Now we start with our right shoulder and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes? One more time. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Position and right and left and right and left and stop. Now, anytime you want to finish the shoulder rotations, you would always finish with collecting leaders. This is for you, collecting the follower into the center back to close her legs. So ladies, the same, you would feel the collection. So here, once you're in an open position, you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on 7, 8, 7, 8. Always collect and only then go into the basics. If you do not collect, when you go into the basic, it's like this. It's really uncomfortable and it doesn't look pretty. So we open as a preparation and then we close as a preparation. And to tell her that we are done with this, we continue with the basic step. Okay, let's try one more time. Oh, Tobin is here. Thank you for your donation. All right, let's go. 5, 6, 7, basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open right shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Collect. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Collect. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes? So now give me thumbs up if you got this, if it's easy and you understand what is happening so far. Okay? Leave me thumbs up. If I get 3 thumbs up, we continue. Good, excellent. Make sure you Ortendo, make sure you watch out for your hips, okay? Be gentle with the whole movement. Sorry, ribs. Good. Maki is okay as well. And guys, just remember the preparation is important and then the shoulder movement is all straight in front of the center. Okay, great. So now we're going to do exactly the same. We're going to do 4 of those, but the other 4 are now going to open our chest. So now, anytime I need to open a little bit more and I need to open my chest, you have to make sure your lower body is super, super tight. It's like your legs are in the ground, squeezing the ground, and my thighs are a little bit squeezed as well. So then when I move my shoulder and I twist my chest, my body twists the upper body, but the lower body, can you see? It doesn't move. What we don't want is to do this. So my lower body is squeezed in the ground, but this time the shoulder is opening my chest. So here now the shoulder is not just the shoulder movement, it actually moves my upper body for the rotation. So here now, a shoulder is leading an upper body for rotation, but the lower body is still straight. Let's try it. Starting with the basic. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, open. First, normal shoulders. Normal, 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 and normal. Now, shoulder is leading the chest. Make sure you're not moving your lower body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, collect. Basic, 2, 3, one more time. 5, 6, open. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, chest and chest and chest and chest. Collect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me do this facing you. Maybe you want to see the movement. Okay? So we're starting to this direction. 5, 6, 7. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, and 3, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Are we okay? Any questions? It's okay. Don't worry, Tobin. Every little bit counts. Thank you so much, Tobin. Don't worry. So, guys, any questions? Are we okay with that? The most important thing here is to understand that there's a difference. For example, when you leading, this would be the shoulder rotation, guys. When you leading another movement here, that would be her chest. Shoulder leading the chest. And we're going to do a third version in a second. Hi, Rosemary. Welcome. So if you're okay, we're going to do the third version, okay? The third version is now shoulder preparation to open the whole body. Shoulder preparation to open the whole body. Now, usually that shoulder preparation to open the whole body is for usually only one side in order to do some other movements, right? So we usually open that body for the lady for her to be able to do more movement. So it's a little bit more dramatic, that kind of movement, okay? So what we want is exactly the same, prepare with the shoulder, but now relax your feet from the floor and let the hip open to the direction where the shoulder is going. It's still not 90 degrees. Yes, it could be, but it's not what we're doing now. It's kind of like almost 90. My one foot, the one that is the weight on, is facing you, and the other one is facing the 90 degrees. So in general, my body is kind of angled. So I'm using this to go one way and then another way. One preparation and then another. One and then another. We're still using the shoulder to be moving the body. Is still the shoulder, the angles that are leading the rest of the body. But this time is leading it all the way. Okay? Cool. So let's try it from the basic. We have normal shoulders. Then we're going to open the chest, and then we actually opening and shifting our weight from one leg to another to do an opening. Let's go. 5, 6, 7, basic. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5, 6, open shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 with the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the hip. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Collect and basic. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 5, 6. We go. Shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basic. And 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. How are we feeling? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay, or ask questions, and we're going to try it with the music. Morarescu Cristina. Thank you for your donation. Now, guys, give me a thumbs up if you're okay. Now, the most important thing from here is to understand that there's so many different things you can lead, guys, that this motion right here with a little twist and a more of a twist, it leads in a completely different combination. And it's the same for you followers. You need to learn how to, when you're dancing with your partner, you're relaxing your frame onto his frame, and you need to feel, is he moving you just on the spot? Is he moving you a little bit bigger, or is he doing an opening? That's the holy grail, because a lot of the times the guy will move your shoulder and you're going for drama, so big. But then when he wants to do bigger, he can't. You already did it. And also sometimes this is just a move itself, just the shoulder. So you really need to understand when it's required to do what. Okay, music time, music time. So on the spot, 1,
Veo tu mirada de rumbo, yeah. Se siente bien si fumamos los dos, yeah. Tú y yo somos uno, yeah. Cuando mezclamos tabaco y alcohol,
6, 7,
en los 5 sentidos del cuarto sin emborracharnos, hacemos la noche sin necesidad de abusar, aceptamos. Digo mi amigo en el resto, tabaco de menta a la boca, un vaso de cherry a la roca. La única droga que me aloca de mente así, mami, le saca la boca, yeah. Qué sensación más pura, tocar esa cintura y hacer que tu piel suba la temperatura. Con toda con la boca, cherry a la boca. Se siente bien, se siente bien. Acabo con el tabaco, el sábado dice pa' que fumemos. El día pa' que lo bajemos. No le digan nada que estaremos. De la noche sigo bailando hasta que no cansemos. Y la VIP se me dan mis canciones. Esperemos tantas mis sensaciones. Conmigo, que te gusta como se me la pones a capela. Aquí no se te lo condones. Ahora le cojo cobar, gente como está ahora. Y no hay problema, si tú te enamoras. Que yo quiero que sea mi polola. Mira que yo dedica la vida, tú no me vas a ni joder. Solo soy yo.
Five, six, seven, basic. Just the basic, just the basic. Here we go, here we go. Open up. One, two, three, four, go. One, two, three, four, two, four,
Cuando está conmigo, cuando está conmigo, ella me bebe solo cuando está conmigo, cuando está conmigo. Con los cinco sentidos me encuentro sin emborrachar, no hacemos la noche sin necesidad de abusar de sustancia. Contigo me olvido del resto, tabaco de menta a la boca, un vaso de té y gana la roca. La única droga que me aloca tenerte así, mami, me saca la boca. Qué sensación más pura, tocar esa cintura y hacer que tu piel suba la temperatura. Con tabaco en la boca, herida en la boca. Se siente bien, se siente bien.
ready? Let's go. Arm, shoulder, 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 go. I love this song as well. It's been played and played, but I love it so much. All right, questions. Do you have any questions? Ah, Mariela knows this song exactly. I love this song. Any questions? Do you understand how many different options you have to play with, whether you're dancing together or separately? There's so many things you can do. But the most important thing is to understand is the shoulder that's moving the body. Doesn't matter which direction. Here was a rotation, but it's the shoulder that's moving the body. It indicates, and then the hip is the last to go. Indicates, the hip is the last to go. And actually, when you do a bacheteros, it's just two shoulders. Yes? Two shoulders. So it's kind of the same. Once you get into that system, you're good to go. How is my fire? I don't know. Nobody's knocking on my door yet, so we're good. Let's keep pushing. Okay, now, exactly the same thing. We're gonna have an open position, but now we're gonna do an isolation of the upper body. Ta, 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 ta. Ta, and go. Okay? This is super important. A lot of the times when I'm leading the followers, I don't know whether you feel the same, leaders. If you ever try to lead the isolation, a lot of the times you want to make it sharp and quick before you do something, and it's too soft, followers. Usually it's they're moving some sort of weird direction, and I don't feel like there's a lock every time you are doing that movement, and it is supposed to be a lock. So we're going to go through that. Oh, Barcelona is in the house. Hello. Okay, so now, for now, stop and stay the way you are with an open legs and your arms by your side. The idea is, like we practiced before, that the lower part is holding the ground and it cannot move. This movement is going to happen just through this part, and it is a twist. So bring your arms a little bit upwards like this and just twist. And try to make sure you squeeze everything else, that nothing else moves, and it's just your upper body that is moving. So just do the movement for a couple of moments, because we're going to do exactly the same to sharper. Yes? So this is a rotation. What we want from that rotation is to be sharper. So I'm going to use my shoulder again to kind of flick a little bit. It's not going to flick on its own because it's moving my upper body, right? It's connected. But if I'm visualizing that that shoulder is flicking slightly backwards and everything else is glued to the floor, you're going to get a lot of power from the upper body. And then because the lower body doesn't go, it becomes like a stop. Make sense? If your lower body is not locked, when you do this movement, it will move slightly, even a little bit, makes it a sharp rotation, a soft rotation rather than actually a sharp rotation. And isolation here has to be quick, right? And has to feel like it's bouncing into the wall every single time. So we're gonna try the arms by the side, legs open, everything is locked, nice and relaxed, and we're gonna push the shoulder back, boom, and lock. Push the other shoulder back, boom, and lock. Push the shoulder back, boom, and lock. And one more time, push, boom, and lock. And push, boom, and lock. And push, boom, and lock. Good. So now we're gonna do 2 slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then quick, quick, quick. Okay? 2 once with 2 beats in each, and then 1, 1. 5, 6, 7, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Again. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Again. 5, 6. It's a body movement class. Yes? 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now, imagine it's so much easier when you're dancing with a partner because you have their support, you have the lead, you have the following, you have a connection. So everything is much easier with a partner, but you should be able to do it on your own as much as possible. Okay? So one more time. 5, 6, 7, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now, on the second 2, we're going to angle just a little bit more. 2. So now, how's the angle is happening? It's through the ball of the feet. Nothing is moving, nothing is moving, nothing is moving. And now the last one, look at my feet. Just a little bit. With that flick, I angle a little bit. Angle is so, so nice for the next part, which is our body roll. But the body roll only with the upper body. After that little tiny body roll, we are collecting the foot and immediately going into the basic step. Immediately. Okay? One more time. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, body, and we're gonna go. Different foot, whatever, but the idea is the same. So now, how do we do the body roll? Again, I explained many times, but I'm gonna mention it again. We start with our shoulders, yes? The chest first goes slightly inwards, and that's because the shoulders allow it to. Through the core, the chest goes inwards. So we have a little hump. Now, once it's there, the shoulders are gonna guide the chest upwards, slightly backwards. And when it's backwards, it's your core that starts collapsing. Once the core is collapsing, the hip relaxes, we collect the foot, and we go into the basic. Even if you do it from this side, it's the same thing, blah, 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 blah. Collect and go. The most important thing is to have this inwards preparation. Before you swing everything up, relax and go. So this is unfinished bodro because it's very, very quick. We don't finish it like we normally would here. That would require a little bit more numbers, right? So instead, we're just doing a little motion, and before it actually went into the hip, we're already ready to go for the basic step. Well, I hope this is clear because we're going to try it now with an actual basic. Here we go. We're going to start with the basic to the side here. 5, 6, 7, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, open position. 6, 7, 8. Now, remember the opposite side to the foot. So on 1, we twisting to the right. 1, 2. Other side. 3, 4. Now, quick, quick, quick. Last one with the little pivots in the ball of the feet. Small body roll. Collect into the basic step. Okay? One more time. 5, 6, 7. We go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. How's you doing? Tell me something. Give me thumbs up or thumbs down or another duck with a green leaf. Jim, give me a sign that you are okay. And then we're going to try and do with the music, okay? Actually, we can combine both with the music, to be honest. People are good. They understand what I'm saying. Excellent. So now, 1 hour practice, let's do once with the part 1 and the part 2. We're just going to have one basic in between the part 1 and part 2, and then we can try with the music. There's so many ducks with the heart as well. Okay, so we're going to start with the basic and then part 1. 5, 6, 7, basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now open shoulder only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open with the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open with the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Collect and basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Part 2 we go. Lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think it's pretty cool. So let's try it with the music. Okay. Ooh. So much guitar, no? 5, 6, 7, basic 1, just the basic. All right, here we go.
Y cuando
Open.
Supe que no eras para mí. Seguro tenías a alguien que no lo ibas a dejar ir.
1, 2,
Pero cuando te vi,
3,
te juro que me decidí acercarme y decirte que cuando te besé,
let's go, part 2.
sentí que toqué el cielo.
Cha, cha.
Y no me equivoqué, no, porque lo haría de nuevo y de nuevo, cuando te besé, yeah, sentí que toqué el cielo, y no me equivoqué, no, porque lo haría de nuevo y de nuevo. Todo comenzó caminando en la playa, me apretaste a mano y sentía que no sé qué, que tanto hablé y no pensé que fuera a suceder. Todo terminó en un beso y besarte fue un placer. Solo quería conocerte, me gustaste, no sé, porque todo el tiempo yo quiero besarte, quizás, tal vez, así para amarte. Así para amarte, quiero volver a besarte porque cuando te besé, sentí que toqué el cielo. Y no me equivoqué, no, porque lo haría de nuevo y de nuevo, cuando te besé, yeah, sentí que toqué el cielo. Y no me equivoqué, no, porque lo haría de nuevo y de nuevo.
Let's go.
Cuando te besé,
You can still do the same shoulder.
sentí que toqué el cielo. Y no me equivoqué, no, 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 porque lo haría de nuevo y de nuevo, de nuevo. Cuando te besé, yeah,
Let's go.
sentí que toqué el cielo. Y no me equivoqué, no, 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 porque lo haría de nuevo y de nuevo, de nuevo.
They applauding. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? Are we okay? We surviving all of this? What are your thoughts? Hopefully you're still breathing. Um, can you see how in the end, for example, with this ta 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 ah, and the music's finished? This is why I wanted to show you these kind of body movements. They are perfect for any kind of song, whether it's a sensual song, whether it's a moderna, whatever. Even in Dominican bachata, we sometimes do small isolations and everything. It's you adapt it to a different style, but the idea is the same. And usually, if you use the rhythm 2 2 1 1 ah, remember this 2 2 1 1 ah. 2 2 1 1 ah is a very common rhythm in bachata. So usually if you're gonna go 2 2, like 1 2 1 2, so 2 2 2 2 1 1 ah, that's a very common situation. Even if you would do movement like this, 1 2 1 2 1 2 ah, usually probably you're gonna hit something in bachata that is called like a peak and some sort of hit. So usually it will be the da 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 ah, and that's what you will be going da 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 ah. Do you know what I mean? So it's a really really nice thing to know, and play with the music as well is fantastic. Oh, Mary Lou, thank you for your donation. Thank you very much. Excellent, Maria. Glad you're happy. Yeah, so definitely we all in the body have different side that is rather than better than the other side. One side is better always, okay? It's absolutely normal. It's the same as you write with your right hand or the left hand more than with the other one, right? We always choose one hand that is dominant. It's the same with our side. One side is always going to be more dominant than the other one. And even in bachata, you also have certain moves that are done more on one particular side than the other. So you will always feel like one side is a little bit, and the other one is like, yeah, I feel this. So you have two options. You whether don't worry about it, or you usually do more practice on the side that you are uncomfortable with than with the one that you're comfortable with to kind of level it out. But you will always have one side that is a little bit not the best friend, or the friend that is local. You know that one friend that is a bit crazy. That's gonna be your one of your sides, and the other one will be the sensible one, the one that is always on point. Yep. So hopefully that answers your question. That is all normal. It's just making sure that you work on that side more, or if you know that that's not the side you're going to be using, you can ignore it. But I always say, just to even your body in general, it is nice to have a feeling evenly placed through the body, because mechanically also you don't want your one arm to be stronger, or your one side to be stronger, or your one neck side to be stronger. So you just need to work more on the other side, basically. Any best practice on how to lead the second shoulder isolation? Yeah, to lead, usually all you need to do is visualize that you hold the follower on the shoulder blades, right? Now, usually what happens, people lead like this, and that is bad. So what you can practice is actually leading this. Yes? So using your wrists to move the shoulders. So you want for the isolation for the follower to feel this, not this. So if you move your arms like this, she will move like this. If you only move your hands through the wrists, then she will move the body, upper body, rather than the whole body. I hope that answers your question, Eric. So we want to practice the wrist movement rather than the arm movement. Movement of the legs. So the legs don't move on the first bit. Yes, we always have a bit of a soft knee situation. So followers, when the guy is moving your shoulders, you will feel a little bit of a shift of the weight, maybe sometimes. But in general, it doesn't move. Here, legs don't move. Here, legs don't move. Here, legs don't move. The only time the legs are moving is for the full body opening with the shoulder. And that just what happens is that we pivoting on the ball of the feet to one side on another, and we shifting weight. When we shift weight on that leg, the knee is bent, the knee is bent, the knee is bent, the knee is bent. And after the isolations, ta-ta, on the last one when you want to do the body roll, literally just a pivot. It's like we twist last summer. So we twist just a little bit to have a nice angle for the body roll, just a little pivot on the ball of the foot. But in general, the only time the feet are actually moving is this part here. When I'm shifting my weight, I might slightly also exaggerate, but literally it's the upper body and then my weight goes. Upper body and then my weight goes. So the leg is a consequence of the upper body moving. Focus on leading with your wrist, but arms are moving back or forth too. To be honest, very little. We still want to focus on the wrist. So they will move a little bit naturally because you might need a little bit more momentum for that movement. But I really want you not to focus on the arms. You will find that if you're doing the wrist, that your arms will slightly move anyway. But if you're going to focus on moving the arms a little bit, then it might actually, again, make a twist too much rather than isolate the upper body. So I would say focus on the wrist and the arms, let them move to where they move when you're moving the wrist. And I think that will be enough when you're practicing. When you get the actual body in your hands again, oh, I cannot wait to have a body in my hands. Then when you have an actual body in your arms, then when you do the movement, every person will be different. Some will need more, some will be less. Some people are a little bit bigger, some smaller, some need tighter, some need wider, some need more reach. You will find that that's just something you're going to have to adapt to. But the actual movement is the wrist that is really important. Okay, excellent. Now, guys, thank you for the questionnaire, but we're not finished yet. We have one more move we have to do for my full satisfaction. So now we're going to actually do the hip motion, which is going to lead into the body motion. Super duper duper important move. We use it all the time, but also it's just really nice to move with, to focus on the corners that I talked about. Okay. So the first movement is the hip movement. Even men have to do this. Okay. When you're leading, if you're a leader and you're a man, you still have to do it because a lot of the time this movement is actually led only by her feeling the movement. Now, she doesn't feel this. What she feels is the movement preparation. In order to do the preparation for this movement, you have to be completely on one side and it's slightly tilted before you extend that hip. That's how she actually knows to start the movement. Not always, but a lot of the times. That's why it's really important for everybody to do this movement. So now, our weight is going to be on our right foot, and we're going to start with our left foot, okay? So now, the hip is going to slightly go up, just the hip. Try not to do this. Can you see? My body is not falling anywhere. I am a little bit tilted, so little. And then it's a squeeze through the core and the shoulder part, right? There's a little squeeze. That squeeze is going to extend to the side. Once you're there, you're going to do another squeeze on the other side, and you're going to extend it to the side. The second time you're doing this, the squeeze is actually going to be a step out. So you squeeze and you step out a little bit wider. That now will become your squat. The squat, when it finishes, the other hip starts going up. This is when we tilt our body and we come back. Now, if you are a leader, you on the second part only want to do this. So you want to do a squat, a tilt, and a come back. And actually, if you want, you can have leaders, your hands in front of you to visualize that you actually have a follower. So then you can visualize to hold it tight, straight, and only then there's a tilt, and then you bring it back. That's what's happening for the leaders. As a follower, we of course exaggerate the tilt. And look, my arm, the shoulder that is coming up, now is the arm coming up as well, as if that arm is bringing me back. Okay? I show you from different direction. Focus, we don't have a lot of time. Okay, so we start with normal Shakira hips, right? So remember, the weight is completely on the right foot. I'm just tiny bit tilted. My hip crushes and it comes out and I shift my weight. Another hip crushes, I step out and I do the hip. Now, the second time around, I squeeze and I take a little bit of a step down. That's it. Into our squat, and then we tilt the hip first, shows us where we're gonna go. As soon as the hip shows where we're gonna go, the body naturally tilts. And ladies, of course, we have our arm that is kind of bringing us back. One more time. 5, 6, 7, and slow, and slow, and big, and come up. Yes? One more time. 5, 6, 7, and slow, and slow, and big, and come up. One more time. 5, 6, 7, and slow, and big, and come up. Does that make sense to you? What do we have here? Jinda, move your own hips. Okay, so now, when we're doing this movement here, try to make sure that you don't get stuck in a squat. This is especially for the leaders because you're going to be actually holding the lady's body. She's going to be exaggerating. So you will feel a little bit, something. So you have to make sure that when you do this, you don't end up here. Because from here to do the next part now and then to have her body is like, it's not something we want to experience every single song. We would be dead after the first 2 or 3 times. So instead, try to think about momentum. You're going from up, down, up, right? It's momentum. So there's an upwards motion with the hip to prepare. When you step, go on the ball of the feet. And then here, don't stay there. It's a transition to come up. Does that make sense? And a transition to come up. That is super duper important. If you have that transition, she will not get stuck there and you won't feel that there's any weight and you also won't feel any pain in your knees or your legs. It's going to be nice and relaxed because it's a tradition. But also very, very important to understand that you want to make sure and have that up and down motion. Up, down, up. Everything is soft. Up, down, up. That is super nice for the follower because if she's going here and then she feels up and then down and then up, all of that movement, it creates a really nice inner sensation. Yes? So we really, really want that as well. Oh, Eric, thank you for your donation. Thank you, sweetie. Learning, I hope. Well, Maria, hopefully this is a little bit clearer now. You keep forgetting the last move? Well, let's do that, Magda, again, okay? So let's do it one more time, guys. But let's try it with the basic step. 5, 6, 7, basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hip, hip, and hip. Now, up, down, up, and basic. 2, 3, and 4, and 5, 6. We go. And hip, and up, down, up, and basic. 2, 3, and 4. Any better? Marissa, thank you as well for your donation. Okay, so look, corner, 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 right? Hip up, other one comes, shoulder, brings you back. Yes, no matter what, that's the final destination. So you start hip, other hip, and then shoulder to bring the rest of the body back. If you focus on that, that will be easier. So now, ready or not, everything from the top, okay? So we have one basic, all of the shoulder situation. One basic, ta, 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 and then we have one basic, yes? So we do all of that and then we're gonna try with the music. Just one more thing. Remember, if you noticed, again here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, right? Remember that rhythm I told you? Same thing. 2, 2, 1, 1, I'm just saying, it's all connected. So, how do you lead the last part? So, if you are here, you would actually, well, the way you lead the hips is many ways to lead it. But if you, let's say, have one hand here and the other one here, you would be leading with the tilt, the first action, and then the second one with the arm that is holding her back, she would feel an upwards motion. So from the last hip here, you hold it tighter. She feels an upwards motion. That's when she goes down, and then we bring her back. It literally is. This is why it's so important for the guys to know the body movement. Most of the leading happens from your own movement. She just exaggerates, and you incorporate a little bit more clarity with the arms or the wrists or something where she needs to go and where the body needs to move. But this part particular is the tilt. Then it's the upwards motion that is important, and then it's the lead itself and making sure that she comes back. So kind of the most important arm is your right arm. It's your leading arm, the most important one. Okay, let's go from the top. 5, 6, 7, basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We open shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with an opening. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. Now we lock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basic. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hips. Here we go. And 1 and 2 and up, down, up, and basic. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Any final questions? Because we're doing it with the music. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it now. Give me thumbs up if you're ready. If you're ready, then we do it. We do it with the music. And the fire brigade is still here. And I can still smell the smoke. I'm slightly going coughing. Okay, I have hearts. I have claps. We're good. Okay, let's try with music, guys. This is going to be our final song. Oh, Sheila, also, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, sweetie. So, this is going to be our final song, okay? Make sure that you try and give your 100%. Final song, try to really work it. When you do the isolations, you should feel your core squeezing. We don't want to look like we're making an effort, but we really do want to make an effort. If you're going to give 50%, it will not, your body will not register the information. And we meet here only once a week. Some of you 2 times on Sundays if you do styling, but with some of you only once a week. So make an effort. Final song, enjoy it, go crazy. I'm going to put a little bit more song, and hopefully, you go for it, right? Don't be afraid also to give yourself a little bit more here momentum, and just don't fall over. And if you fall over, please, video, I need to see it. Oh, Leila, sweetie, thank you again for your donation. Thank you, Leila. All right, let's go. Just the basic, just the basic.
Eso que a mí me va a matar. Esos besos que estoy loco por probar.
Alright, here we go, here we go.
Me apodero de
Open,
ti
power
sin amor y maldad, con intención y la fuerza de un mar. Solo con tocarte puedo controlarte, conmigo no tendré piedad.
Basic.
Lo que hacemos nadie debe saber.
Part two.
El silencio se debe mantener. Solo escucho tus gemidos,
Patri.
tus oídos. Este momento no lo quiero perder. Como tú lo mueves, mami, te hace enloquecer. La tuya solo ama el
Just the
placer.
basic, just the basic.
Mañana infierno, ámame o mátame.
Ready? Here we go.
Como tú lo mueves, mami, te hace enloquecer. La tuya solo ama el placer. Llévame al infierno, ámame o mátame. Hasta que tus huellas se me queden.
Part two, let's go. Ta, 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 ta. Part three, hit. Basic.
No sé si
Here we go. Top one.
siento por ti, las ganas de amarte y hacerte venir, nos hacia mí, eres para mí, perdóname que estoy para ti. Lo que hacemos nadie debe
Part two,
saber,
let's go.
el silencio se debe mantener. Solo escucho tus gemidos,
Fácil.
mis oídos, este momento no lo puedo perder. Cuando tú lo mueves, mami, me hace enloquecer. Esa tuya solo amen de placer. Llévame al infierno, ámame o mátame. Hasta que tus
Ready?
ojos se me
Let's go. Top one.
Cuando tú lo mueves, mami, me hace enloquecer. Cada gota tuya solo amen de placer. Llévame al infierno, ámame o mátame. Hasta que tus huellas se me
Part two, belong. Ta, ta, hit. Part one, let's go, let's go. Ready? Lock.
Cuando tú lo mueves, mami, me hace enloquecer. Cada gota tuya solo amen de placer.
Part three.
Llévame al infierno, ámame o mátame. Hasta que tus huellas se me queden en la piel.
How are we feeling? Oh, Jenny and Susan, thank you so much for your donation. Really appreciate it. Guys, these classes are based only on donation. We're all going through something. So every little bit counts. I really appreciate for those who turn up. Doesn't matter whether you donate money or not. But if you can't afford something and you leave a little bit of something, it's so much appreciated. It's my way of making an income now these days. So it is sad, but it is true. But hopefully, guys, you've learned something. Do you have any final questions, guys? Any final questions? Oh, Ashling, again, thank you so much for your donation. Really, really appreciate it. Means a lot. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, good. So, guys, that's the thing, body movement is so many different things. And I think sometimes we so focus on only few particular things that we forget that there's so much. And for example, for me, this part is so much attitude. And you might not necessarily want to do it all the time, but man, when this song is da 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 da, it's not going like stroking you like a cat, right? So it's really, really nice to have something to do a little bit of attitude and to know the technique, how to lock it, how to smooth it up, and how many other ways you can actually move if you have control with one shoulder. And of course, the huge technique, up and down motions to smooth everything out. And of course, a huge technique to know that the corners are leading your body. So whenever you want to move something, start with the corner, both corners, All of these four corners are leading your body. Oh, Gaurag and Elena, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you guys very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Creative nutrition. Well, step by step, even if you guys haven't got everything from this class straight away, focus on one thing. If you're just starting the bachata experience, just this on its own is really, really important. Is you would be surprised how many advanced dancers, and I'm talking people who've been dancing for 5 6 years, they still don't know how to differentiate differentiate. They don't know the difference. How about that? They don't know the difference between all of these little parts in the body. So there's a lot of material that's left behind. So even if you just focus on one little thing, this video will remain. You can always come back to it. So you can always practice other things after as well. There's no need to get everything at once. Just get the information, practice one thing at a time. And I promise you, you can only get better. Can't possibly get worse, can it? Yes, the hip. Oh, one more thing actually. For those who need to go, go. But one more thing that I forgot to mention that I think is really important as well is the squat. When you do the squat, you have to make sure that your booty is down. So don't go into a squat like this. That might happen. That's not a beautiful position in dancing. Yes, in fitness is different. But in dance, when we squat, can you see this motion here? The booty is in. So that's very important as well. If the booty is in, that's when it's going to look beautiful and elegant and all of the rest and more comfortable. But the moment you're going to go down and the booty is out, it loses that thing, right? So that is very important as well. When we're doing the lock or the shoulder, doesn't matter. We always start with the opposite side of the leg that would go. So for example, if I'm going to start on one, and I am a follower. So if I would go on my right foot on one, I would then start with the left. If I am a leader and on one, I'm going to go on my left, I would start on the right. So I always start the opposite. I don't start the same. It's always the opposite. Excellent. Okay, guys, so I'm going to let you go. But thank you so much for coming. I really enjoyed myself. If the last song really pumped me up, I would really like to go out and dance. But it is a sad situation. Getting more and more desperate times. But one thing I want to say, we also have ladies styling that's happening tomorrow. So make sure you come and check out the ladies styling. If you haven't been, yeah, we're having a lot of fun and we're actually doing progressive learning. It's going to be our week 4. I can't believe it. And then after that, we're going to have a choreography round and then we're going to have giveaways, shoes, sweat towels, all sorts of. So please come tomorrow. Live video starts 5:30 bachata lady styling, and then we have 6:45 salsa lady styling. So whatever you want, you can do both or one or the other. And then also, of course, I teach kids as well. So for mothers who would like the kids to learn how to dance, I do that on Mondays, 2 p.m. And we teach salsa, we do bachata, we do reggaeton, we mix it up. And finally, guys, very, 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 very important. Next Saturday, again, we're meeting here and we're doing salsa shines. Shines only, crazy footwork, whatever we could do, learn how to do a lot of amazing footwork. So we've done all sorts of things. We're going to do salsa footwork, salsa on one, crossbody style. We're going to do it next Saturday. And then after that, the Saturday after, we're going to do, of course, bachata footwork. Don't worry, I will look after you all. But next Saturday is going to be salsa footwork. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. And hopefully you're going to come over and visit me and we're going to have a lot of good time together. And now I leave you. I'm going to go and check how's the fire because nobody's knocking on my door and the smell is not getting worse. So I'm just hoping everything is okay. Okay. Thank you guys for everything. And thank you so much for your donations. It means more than you could ever imagine. Bye, guys.